Imagine if a visitor from another star system rushed into our solar system, not as a guest, but as a destroyer. Imagine if this ancient traveler carried enough power to erase life on Earth as we know it. Welcome to Imagine If. And today, we ask a terrifying question. What if an interstellar comet slammed into our planet? The first messenger from deep space. In 2017, astronomers discovered something extraordinary, a strange, fast-moving object passing through our solar system. It wasn't from here. Its name was Oumuamua. Roughly translated from Hawaiian, the name means a messenger from afar arriving first. And that name could not have been more perfect. Oumuamua was the very first confirmed interstellar object ever detected passing through our solar system. It wasn't born near our sun. It came from another star, from deep space, traveling for millions, maybe even billions of years. What shocked scientists wasn't just where it came from. It was this. Most asteroids in our solar system travel around 20 kilometers per second. That's already insanely fast. But when Oumuamua exited the solar system, it was moving at 87 kilometers per second. That's too fast to be local. Way too fast. It entered our neighborhood like a speeding bullet, cut through our solar system, and vanished back into the dark between the stars. And then, scientists noticed something else. Its shape. Unlike normal asteroids that look like irregular potatoes, Oumuamua was long, thin, cylindrical, almost like a flying cigar. It was 10 times longer than it was wide, and it tumbled through space in a chaotic spin across multiple axes. This sparked massive debate. Some scientists even suggested something wild. What if it wasn't natural? What if it was artificial? A probe? A scout? A message from another civilization? And when Oumuamua began accelerating without a visible comet tail, the mystery only deepened. Eventually, most scientists agreed it was likely an unusual type of comet, releasing invisible hydrogen gas for propulsion. Still strange, but natural. But Oumuamua was just the beginning. Years later, something far more dangerous was discovered. An interstellar comet called 3I Atlas. While Oumuamua was strange, 3I Atlas is terrifying. Estimates suggest it could be up to 14 times larger than Oumuamua, which means 14 times the mass, 14 times the energy, 14 times the destruction. And unlike Oumuamua, this one clearly behaves like a classic comet, with a massive, glowing coma and a powerful tail of gas and ice. It was discovered in 2025, only the third interstellar object ever observed inside our solar system. But this one may be older than our sun itself. Scientists believe 3I Atlas originated in the thick disk of the Milky Way galaxy, a region filled with ancient stars formed during violent cosmic times. While our solar system is about 4.5 billion years old, 3I Atlas could be 7 billion years old or more. That makes it potentially the oldest object humanity has ever observed. Its chemical makeup is also bizarre. It appears to contain huge amounts of frozen carbon dioxide, water ice, nickel, iron, a metal-rich, ancient cosmic bullet. And that is very bad news if it ever hits. Right now, the best estimates put 3I Atlas at minimum size, about 440 meters, maximum size, about 5.6 kilometers wide. For this scenario, let's assume the worst-case size, a 5.6 kilometer wide interstellar comet moving at extreme speed. And fortunately, 3I Atlas is not on a collision course with Earth. At its closest approach in late 2025, it will still be 270 million kilometers away, safely distant. But now, let's change one detail. What if its trajectory was different? What if humanity detected it too late? What if 3I Atlas slammed into Earth instead of flying past? To understand what would happen, we must look into the past. 66 million years ago, a 10-kilometer asteroid called Chicxulub struck Earth. It created a crater over 100 kilometers wide, triggered global firestorms, caused mega tsunamis, blocked sunlight, collapsed the food chain, and wiped out 70% of all species, including the dinosaurs. Now here's the terrifying part. 3I Atlas may be smaller, but it is moving 3 times faster. Chicxulub struck at 20 kilometers per second. Atlas could impact at over 61 kilometers per second. Because of that speed, the comet would punch through Earth's atmosphere in just over 1 second. A core of superheated plasma would form instantly. Everything near the impact site would be vaporized. A shockwave would race across continents at insane speeds. Winds stronger than 1,000 kilometers per hour would flatten cities, rip forests from the ground, and launch molten rock into the sky. If it hits ocean, mega tsunamis would race across entire continents, flooding land up to 100 kilometers inland. Nothing nearby survives. Everything burns. The impact would trigger worldwide earthquakes off the Richter scale, massive volcanic eruptions, firestorms across entire hemispheres, and planet-spanning shockwaves. Trillions of tons of debris would be blasted into the atmosphere. And then, the sky would go dark, with sunlight blocked for years, maybe decades. Photosynthesis stops, plants die, animals follow. The global food chain collapses. Acid rain begins to fall as toxic material rains back from the sky. Anyone who survived the initial blast would now face famine. Unless you had a deep underground bunker and mountains of food, you would not survive. Because 3I Atlas is packed with frozen carbon dioxide, once conditions stabilize, all that CO2 would remain in Earth's atmosphere. And when sunlight finally returns, the planet would overheat. From nuclear winter to a greenhouse inferno, a deep freeze followed by a long burning recovery. If life returned, it would take millions of years. If 3I Atlas struck Earth today, human civilization would end. Most species would vanish. Whole continents would be erased. It would be the greatest extinction event since the age of the dinosaurs. Perhaps the only safe humans would be those in orbit, watching their home world burn. But in reality, 3I Atlas will pass safely by. And instead of a harbinger of doom, it becomes something incredible. A messenger from the ancient universe. A sample of matter formed before our sun existed. A time capsule from the violent youth of the Milky Way. Studying it could help us understand how planetary systems form and how life itself begins. Today, 3I Atlas spares us, but the universe is vast and full of wandering worlds, and somewhere out there, another traveler may already be on the way. This was Imagineth, and until next time, keep imagining.